Right, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be pruning up this Big Ficus today. I've had this tree now, how long have I had it? What did I buy with this tree? I got another tray of peat from the National Bonsai Society. Oh, it was the big twin trunk larch groups. So I probably got it in spring, I'd say, maybe late spring. I'm not sure how long Pete had this tree, but if I remember right, he said it was inside over winter, and he just brought it outside when I bought it, and it was sat inside his sort of token army. So yeah, I bought this tree. Pete had wired it. It was a little bit better than it is now. All the branches have sort of come cascading down. I think that's probably just because I've had it resting up against the fence and what have you. But I've just taken all the wire off, and I've had a look at the tree, and I've picked out a front. I can't remember what front Pete had, but no, I can't remember. But I've picked out a new front, which means the tree will need a repot, but not this year, because the soil that's in it is very good and free draining still. So I don't want to mess with that this year. But the new front is basically straight from this corner in, so through this marker which I've just placed. So from that view, we've got a little bit of movement in the trunk. It's a thick trunk. So yeah, we've got some movement in the trunk, a little bit of taper, and then we've got this section here which definitely tapers. So I think this is a good front. From what I think was Pete's front, I think was this, which would make sense with the pot being this way, but you've got a big wound there, and you've got here, there's a big scar from where a big, well, probably the part of the trunk was taken off at some point, so I don't like that. Had a look all around the other front. If we sort of come over to this angle, the tree starts going away from you, so that's no good. We've also got this awkward sort of transition here to this thick branch, and from the back, which again you can see the big scar at the top, this awkward branch and what will be the apex is going away, and also an awkward root that's been pruned off at some point. So yeah, with that in mind, that there is my new front. So I'll just check on the camera, oops, without kicking it, that you can see what I've picked there. Hopefully that's picking up. So yeah, that's the front for the tree now. Oh, bloody hell, Sean, be careful. Knocking the tree over. So we'll start with pruning this up now. As I say, the tree was wired, which I've taken it all off, which is here. And what I was going to do was just literally snip all the branches off and start again. You don't need any leaves on a ficus to continue the growth. I could literally chop it there and it would start sprouting out new growth. But I'm going to be a bit more careful than that with the pruning, because like here in the apex you can see there is some new little back shoots growing, so I might not need to just take everything off. The majority of this is all coming off. It's too straight, too leggy, it's got wire scars which would heal over time, but I know I don't like it. I don't need all that, so I'd rather, I've picked a new front, start the branch structure again and develop it through the years. I couldn't wait to get working on this because it is a bit of a crappy tree at the moment, but I think it could be one of my favourites one day. It just needs time. So yeah, I think with the size of that trunk, a nice big banyan style would be really good for that. So we'll get working on this tree. My girlfriend today is going to be de-wiring some trees for me, aren't you? You're putting me under pressure now by being here while I'm filming. So we'll start pruning this up. So there's no branches from this front coming out left and right, so just going from top to bottom. Our first branch would be this right at the top. Now it's in an awkward kink, as hopefully the camera can see there, and it's also wide scarred right back in with nothing growing out of that anyway, so that is coming right off. So as Nigel would say, big cut coming up. We'll take this out roughly for now, the secateurs. So click, click, ooh. And that whole section is gone, which is a tree in itself. But yeah, that's gone. Right, so now that that's gone, we just need to come in and find the right tool, clean up that section as best as we can. The tree is bleeding a bit of sap, so I don't want to get that on me because I am allergic to the sap of ficus. So to save me having itchy hands for the next day, try and avoid getting that on my skin. So we'll just come in, clean up this section, just nibbling it back bit by bit so we get a smoother transition and a better heel on the tree. Now I shouldn't need to put any wound sealant on this because the sap from the ficus is basically doing that itself. So I shouldn't need to put anything on. See that big scar there? Just need to try and get it quite flush. I might have to come in and nibble back this whole section here. So it's a big wound, but it should quickly heal. Getting in there now. Let's try with the branch. I can't get in with them. Right, let me get up a bit higher. You okay?
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. Jenny's going to be de-wiring the ficus that's going to Scott Winnard. Probably at the end of the month, when me and Christoph from Bonsai Expression go to the Wirral show. So don't kill the tree before it goes to him.
with that big cascade ficus that's going to Scott. Nacho Solar did tell me late last summer that to prune all those branches off that are on it around this time this year, and the tree should put out growth everywhere. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna leave that for Scott to do if he chooses to. With it being a graft as well, I just don't know how well the growth will pop out everywhere really. So it's been grafted on at certain points, so I'll just leave that decision to him to make. But I'll take the wire off anyway, and then he can go with what he feels is best and how he wants to develop the tree. Just need to try and clean up this section a little bit more. It's not bleeding too much. You need the wire cutters, don't you? Yeah. Getting there. Just need to get it as flush as I can, so it doesn't leave an awkward bump. Right, I might have to just do a little bit more on that, but you can see that now, the apex. Now the next big cut is going to be this whole top section, and this is going to be my new apex here. So, big cut coming up. So here I go. So we'll leave a little stub with some dye back. So, click, click. Another tree taken off. Better already. What do you say?
Sure.
Right, so that's the front now. It's got a great trunk on it. Just pull out some of these. It's got my beard hair in it, by the looks of it. Can't be Pete's because he's not got a beard, has he? Pull out some of these bits that have come off when I've been nibbling away at that. Now the only problem with this tree is, where's it going to go in the winter? I love ficus, but it's not ideal in the winter time. And then they have to adjust them when you bring them back out in the sort of summertime, late spring, summer. But yeah, right, so that's the front. Now, if we come round to, let me just have a look. That's the front. So this here would be a back branch that I'm going to do. Well, it's the only branch left, and it's the back. So hopefully we'll get some new buds growing out. Although what this back branch is going to be, we're not far off one big cut. So you can see we've got some new growth coming in close to that point. I think we'll take off this whole lump of a section here in one, like that. Taking all that section out. Which then from the front, we're left with that, but it's something. So now we can tackle what's going on around here. So I'll just find my scissors and decide. Now, if it's banyan style, you want it quite horizontal and domed. So anything growing kind of down might not be too much of an issue. But I don't think I want like the vertical, or do I? I don't know. Let's have a look. Right, that's the back there. So that vertical growth. Well, we've got 2 leaves fanning out, so we'll at least take it back to there. Just gives them. We've got a little stub there which I can leave for now. We've got the stronger one which I can at least take back to there. So we'll get growth out this way and this way. So we can take that off. And this downward one, I think I'll continue with that, so I'm just gonna take the tip off of this, and this leaf here will be the new sort of leader for that. I'm just gonna take that upward growth off there, and this downward leaf there, getting the sap on there. Then we've got this one. What can we see from the front of the tree? I think we'll get rid of that one. I don't want too many growing from one spot, otherwise it'll just turn into a big knuckle. Yeah, I will take off that growth there as well. And I am going to take off that vertical growth as well. And that really is about it for that tree. That was nice and easy. But now we've got a new front, a new beginning for the ficus, and hopefully now we've not got that leggy straight growth that's all wide scarred, we'll get new shoots popping out everywhere. I'm even debating taking that back branch off because it's quite thick, but I think we'll leave it for now and see what happens. So, just clean that out a little bit. Plenty of light in there, I can get to that now. Don't know what the root base will be looking like on this. I guess we'll find out when we repot, which I won't do this year, as I say, it'll be next summer. Which is annoying because it needs a new potting angle now, but there's no point in doing it this season because the soil's still good. So that is that. So I'll just take the camera off the tripod and just have a final closer look at the tree. So here we go. Just a final look at the tree from the new front. Bit of movement and then some taper at the top. A new apex to develop and try and get that really nice domed brand new canopy. So we'll just come round to what would be the right hand side of the tree. The back. And then around, this is the back. And then around to the left hand side. So we're hiding that big old scar there where the trunk was chopped at some point in its life. Yeah, that's that. Nice easy one. But ficus is on the way. I think it could do with maybe a different pot. There is some colour in it that matches the trunk quite nice, but the majority of it's too dark, so I might look for something else for that for next year. But it's not too bad. But hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know what you think of the tree now. Did I pick the right front for the tree? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I almost forgot, I needed to clean up that old wound up a little bit, so just thought I'd show you that quickly. I've just neatened that up a bit, so it's quite flush here now. Just make a nice transition once that heals up over time. So yeah, just so you can see that. That's it.